I feel like I'm on your podcast, but you're on my podcast, or I guess we're on a combo podcast. But welcome. This is Mike Winter, formerly of Alpha Vedic. Am I allowed to say that? And
Yes.
Mike Winter, he's I met him at Anarchapulco. He was a DJ. He was the MC and presenter, and he runs how many festivals now? Is it just which
Well,
festivals are you running?
Music and Sky.
Yep,
Actually, I got a Music and Sky hat on today. We've
nice.
done six of those, and then I've helped out on others. Like we were a big, motivational force behind Confluence. We inspired Alec and Eileen McCusick and that whole crew to put that amazing event on. And yeah, I'm involved. I like to go to a lot of these events and
And
music
Mike is
media.
in. And stop me if I say something I'm not supposed to say. Well, Mike is in a super top secret um, group on Telegram that I was invited to years ago. That's exclusively for flat earthers. Is that correct? Because it's all like medical freedom people, right? But is it
Yeah, there's some other folks in there that have come in that are from other walks of life. The idea is it's sort of the new science, not new, it's the ancient science that we're uncovering, bringing back like ether dynamics
yeah.
and things around energy and consciousness. But it came out of, yes, a lot of people in the terrain world who is a natural inclination when you're questioning viruses and the state of the whole allopathic medicine cartel and everything. It leads to NASA, seems to,
All
and
roads lead
everything.
to
So
NASA. All roads lead to NASA. And when
yeah.
I was first in, it's been years now. It was super top secret. Like, you know what? I'm not ready to come out. I think everyone's come out. But when people say who's in the group, I say every single person in the health freedom movement except one person. And I won't tell you who that is. That way it's like the firing squad. You don't know who didn't have the bullet.
Well, I will make one distinction. It's more in the terrain directional health. So we're not talking
Sure.
about the Malones and McCulloughs here.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
So
But yes, it's pretty wild, dude. All the big names in terrain, except for a few, like, and I don't know who you were hinting at there, but
no, when I say except one, I that way, like I'm not outing anyone specific. If I say they're all in it
uh,
except one, you could always say that. I could always say that could be the one. So that way, I'm not outing anybody. But now, literally, I don't care. Like Andy Kaufman, he's out there. Come on, right?
yeah,
All right. So,
he's
I'll,
definitely out there,
yeah,
and not out there in terms of literally out there, but yeah, Andy has made public statements about it, and Andrew's a great example of somebody who just used logical, step-by-step discernment to come to this conclusion, as
yeah,
we did, as Bearlando did, and myself, and we've been out on the show. I mean, we've had you on Alpha Cast when I was doing that show, many others, and it's just obvious. It's funny. I was with the pilot over the weekend. I was DJing a wedding here locally, and my buddy who is getting married is quite open to this. Like he listens to all these shows and is familiar with you, and his older brother is a professional pilot who's also super keen on alternative health and listens to a lot of these shows. And it's funny, like I asked him like flat or what, and he's like, I'm just not sold on it because like, and he brought up the typical thing like I should be able to see, I can see far, I see curvature. I'm like, you see circularity, not necessarily curvature. Our eyes are lenses. So everything around us, when you're looking out windows, is concave. And then he couldn't. I brought up atmospheric refraction, and he couldn't, refute it. And so I think I can crack him open. And I've had pilots come up to me in airports. I was once sitting in Oakland airport and a pilot recognized me from the show, and he was straight up like, I was an Air Force fighter pilot. There's no curvature, bro. It is flat. And there's an inside group of professional commercial pilots that are afraid to talk about this, but we do in our inner circles.
yeah.
There
I
you
was
go.
told that all the Qantas pilots talk about it in the lounge, but not outside. Not because they don't want
Yeah.
to lose their cushy jobs. Um, all right, I had something else to say, but it has escaped me. We're here today. We're going to be talking about AI, pretty much, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think you are a great example of somebody who is seeing the power of transmuting this technology for the greater good, right? Because of your new kick-ass website. and how you're using AI to deliver your message in a very powerful way. Uh, Many people that know me know I also come from the world of Chordal and decentralized technology. So I do have a background besides, podcasting and DJing and doing events. I've been involved in technology and specifically decentralized open source technology since I got into crypto, really. And around 2014, I was just blown away by and crypto is another great example of this, right? But like the potential to really convert fiat capital into a whole new way of doing transacting. But on the flip side, you also have the dangers of the corporatization of it, the centralization of it, the manipulation of it, of course. And so when I saw the power of like what a blockchain can do by taking out the corrupt middleman and allowing for P2P, like person to person transacting outside of the banking cartel, like that is a powerful tool. Now, that's not to say that there aren't issues with it, of course, just like in anything in the world. And that's why, Dave, I stress we cannot purity spiral. Just like in conspiracy culture or truther culture, if we purity spiral and say and just look at all the problems with things, we can't even exist here. Like then I
Right.
can't breathe the air because there's pollutants in the air and there's
I, I
chemtrails in the
say
sky.
I say take the good and leave the bad. I don't agree with the people I like the most that are putting out great content. I don't agree with everything they say. Take the good, leave the bad. There's problems with everything. Like right now, we are using Zoom. Zoom is a CIA spy device, but we are using it against them, right? We're using the internet against them. The internet's bad. The internet's spying on it, right? Like the internet is it's part of our lives. We have to deal with it. And by using all of these technologies, for good, we can use them for good. I mean, you can use all of these things. You can just transmute them. I don't even look at transmuting them. I just look at the good side. I just use the good, right? And like, here's the problem. I get hundreds of emails a day asking me questions. I don't have time to read them, let alone answer them. And that's where, this AI Dave, I call it. What else? What else am I going to call it? You can ask it questions and it gives the answers, longer answer. Like I'll give you a 3-word answer sometimes. I'm like, they fly faster, and then I'm done. I'll delete. I'm on to the next email if I can respond. But I asked AI Dave a question the other day, a couple times, and it answered better than I would have. It answers with my words better than I would. It basically took everything I said for the last 10 years and boiled it down to a better paragraph.
This is where AI is quite good. So let's break down the misunderstandings of what AI is. So because we have been and this is something that I talk about a lot, is about walking the bridge towards more sovereign technology. So maybe eventually, Dave, you will get off using Zoom and you'll use something like Jitsi, an open source version of Zoom, because we don't want to feed into the data centers into the China. I mean, you'd rather not be spied on, right? You use
Correct.
Zoom right now because it is convenient. It works well.
Because I'm ignorant. I'm ignorant to whatever the one you just told me about. But now that you told me, now you planted a friggin' seed. Now I got something else to do. Okay. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
But this is the thing. And what I was talking about at Confluence this year is because we now have the opportunity to interface with the AI to do these things for us, we can use it as a tool to build this stuff out for us that is open source, that is decentralized, that normally a person like yourself just doesn't have time to factor in because you've got your life and you've got your mission, right? And your mission is not about learning how to use open source technology. But if you have an AI agent that will do that for you at your beckoning and your call, then why not use that? And so that is an amazing example of how we can use this tool for the greater good for our own personal sovereignty or digital sovereignty. And so that's what I was talking about at Confluence. I think it lit a lot of light bulbs around like, okay, yeah, I don't have to look at this as just this sort of evil technology that these big corporations are using to spy on us and to make us dumber and to take away creativity. No, we can flip the switch and we can use it so that we can actually use more decentralized open source technology. Because to speak to your point about, wow, it's AI Dave is more sort of congruent with the languaging of my ideas, and is able to deliver these in a more impactful way than me. Not really, like you deliver it in an impactful way, but in a
For
more
sure.
concise way, let's say,
Well,
or
no, no. Sometimes,
lucid.
like I have a little brain fart. So, like
Yeah,
before I was gonna say, I was like, what was I gonna say? I forgot. AI Dave doesn't forget. It's a little
and
scary.
yeah,
A little scary.
because the way what AI does and why it's so brilliant is if you give it the right context, because all it's doing is it's a context window manipulation. Now, the big tech companies are trying to sell us that it's intelligent. And ironically, it's called artificial intelligence, but they're pushing this whole general intelligence is coming by 2030, blah blah blah. That is complete BS. This is just algorithms that are essentially all it is sophisticated pattern matching. But if you feed it like you have by training it with your all of your data, right? What it can do is by using really sophisticated algorithms that are very fast because it's now leveraging this extremely powerful hardware, right? Really, which is what has made the AI explode in the last 5, 6 years, is because of the hardware, not because of the software. We've had these algorithms for a long time, but now the hardware is allowing for it to be really fast and have massive context windows. So it can go through literally trillion tokens, which is words of all your words you fed it. And it knows through this algorithm by pattern matching and by knowing basically it's how to put these words together in a really sophisticated way to deliver your message in a way where, like you said, where maybe you haven't had enough coffee, maybe you're thinking about other things, you're tired, etc. It doesn't get tired, right? So when we leverage it in this way, it is quite powerful. But the key is that we need to train it with our context. We
Yeah.
need to give it our information, because the way it's working right now is it is, if you go to Chat GPT, you go to Claude, you go to Gemini, these are owned by major, big tech corporations. They've trained it themselves with their context, with their training decisions, and all of that, literally out of Silicon Valley. And funny enough, most of the training comes from some guy in Malaysia who's getting paid $2 an hour to sit there and dump in all the context and the tokens in there. So it's stupid. It's actually really stupid if you don't train it. So the only reason why it sounds so good is because you've literally had it transcribe probably all your videos, right?
Yeah, that's all it knows is just my videos, and it's only gone through 500 of my videos. It's got another 1,500 to go through. And
Yeah.
it's getting better and better. The other thing is, like I'll be explaining something, and there's like 5 different points that I can combine together. It remembers all 5 and combines them together very concisely. And then when I listen to it, I'm like, you know what? Now it actually training me to speak better. I'm not the greatest speaker in the world. I'm probably on the lower part of that scale of who's articulate. I just speak a lot.
Yes. And that's what's really cool is when we can have our own models that we are training locally, we can then, and like imagine you feed it all of your, like you said, all your videos. Let's say you're a general contractor and you can feed it all of your historical contracts and everything you've done, all your schematics and everything. Now it's really hard for us to remember everything we've done in our lives, but now we have that in a vector database, let's say you create, which just means it's connecting all of these words to numbers in a way that's really fast. And now you have your own like little personal agent you can talk to that just reminds you about all the stuff you've done in your life in a way that's you can have a conversation with. That's like a really powerful tool. That's like your own personal Jarvis, right? Like to take from like Iron Man or whatever. And I think that's a really cool tool to have for all of us. And it's a really positive strategy, especially as a business owner. So yeah, really cool though. I was playing around with AI Dave, and it works. It's really great, man. I'm glad you're implementing that on your website.
Let me share my screen for a minute. We're going to go.
Yeah.
We'll look at AI Dave. We'll play with him for a second for those of you that haven't seen it, and then I really want to talk about your website, terrain.tv. Blew me away, Mike.
Terraintv.com. I wasn't able to
Sorry,
afford the terrain.tv. Yeah, it's like $600 domain.
no, it's like
Or
$5,000. Yeah, it's like 5 or 6,000. I was looking that up.
Yeah.
You're the one that like you, Dave. Your website sucks. You said, I think, and that's an over. That was being kind, all right? Because my website didn't deserve the word sucks. All right, it wasn't quite that good yet. All right, and you're right. And I just because I didn't have the time or money to put into it, and you were busy doing your site and stuff, and some guys from Australia that were absolutely amazing approached me and said, "Dave, we're big fans." And they know they're the perfect guys for me that set this whole thing up for me. So have you contacted them yet? Have you talked to them?
I need to. It's on my list. I'm going to reach out to them because they did a kick-ass job, and I really appreciate what they did. So I think we could have a lot to share,
All right,
and work together.
very, very good. So let's take a quick look. So the number one thing people ask me is, Dave, where's the latest videos? Right at the top of my website, right here. These are all my latest videos. They all just show up right here. You can scroll. If you get to the end, I think it says 20, just click latest interviews and it'll give you over 1,000 videos in chronological order. You got a little Here Dave riff. Let's see what Dave has to say.
In 1962, the U.S. military launched nuclear missiles straight up, not at Russia, not at any target, straight up. And they called the operation Fishbowl. I'm not making this up. Look it up. Operation Fishbowl. They were testing the dome, the firmament, the thing described in Genesis, the thing every ancient civilization talked about, and the electromagnetic pulse from Starfish Prime knocked out electrical systems 900 miles away in Hawaii. They hit something up there.
So that was just a little that one is some of them sound way better. And you know what? I don't want it sounding exactly like me. Okay? Yeah. I mean, I'll take anything else. Down here on the bottom left, can you see my mouse?
Yeah.
So this is,
you don't want AI Dave you could have AI Dave then just do all the shows, right?
You know what I was thinking on an audio podcast, could I have AI Dave do the podcast for me and would they know? Like maybe in 6 months the answer would be they wouldn't know. But so this is Stella.
Hey there, I am Stella, Dave assistant. Need help finding something? I am here for you.
Like, what if I said, where is the best video on boats over the horizon? Never asked that question before. Let's see. Did I type that right?
Even with the misspelling, that's okay because... Yeah. Oh, she's taking a breather. Oh, see, even AI needs a coffee break.
So my developers are actually working on it right now. So that must be what's going on. But she'll do it. And up here in the corner, if you click this, it's in 10 different languages. She'll speak in that other language, and she'll type in that other language. So let's see. Hopefully, AI Dave is up for a quick test. So got a question? Give me a flat Earth question for Dave.
A flat Earth. Okay. I mean, let's see. How looking across the Great Lakes with Chicago, how can we know that's not simply a mirage that we're seeing with the skyline? You know that question. That's like always the question that people give me.
I could actually, like, if I could spell mirage, that'd be better. I could just speak it in there too, but because I have it plugged into my system, I don't know if it'll hear me. So I just type it. So here it goes. So it'll come up. It'll type the answer first, and then you got to give it like, wow, why? Of course, everything's down right now. Mother, they're actually they're working on the back end. That's what's going on.
Got it.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
I mean, and here's the thing. I'm about to implement this myself on Terrain TV. And here's the thing. Like, this is all really new technology, right? So, but I did try it out, and it was working great earlier.
They're working on it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that was a fail.
But the point is that what that's doing is it's learning. So what it's doing is it's transcribing all of your videos one by one, and then it's taking all of that, the text, and it's putting it into a larger context that it could pull from. And then really what's crazy is all AI is doing is using statistics to put those words together in a meaningful way. So that's why you need a really powerful AI model that has a large context window, and that is essentially why these data centers, well, we know the data centers are coming up for lots of different reasons, but it does take a lot of computing power for it to work the way it does, because it is not deterministic. It's not like it's a database. It's using, essentially, it's processing like billions and billions of words. Typically, like a good model is processing like a model like Claude or ChatGPT is processing hundreds of words a second. So it's, in terms of it's figuring out its answers. So to run this locally is the goal that I have, so that I am in complete control of all of my data. And so right now, that's what I'm doing. I'm probably actually going to go. I'm trying to find one right now, because they're all sold, because we have this crazy VRAM shortage right now due to what's going on in the world with China and stuff, but also just with the AI explosion, which I do agree with many people too. I do see it as a bubble. I do believe big tech's selling this thing that's not really what it is. However, as you can see, it's so powerful. And really, it's obviously big military, big tech, the big corporations are using it for nefarious purposes, but we can use it as entrepreneurs, as the middle class, which needs to be thriving to keep freedom alive in this place. We can use it to be entrepreneurs and grow our business in a rapid way, so that we can be outside doing the things we love to do, and not being stuck.
We'll talk about that. How both of these sites were created. They didn't write code for this. They spoke to the AI and told it what we wanted. And we're going to go over that in a minute. Let me just run through the website just for a minute here, and then and I really want to talk about yours. The purpose I made the website for is for new people. Like, if you're a flat earther, great. Have a nice day. Okay. If I could help you create more flat earthers, I'm very interested. But I want new people. Like if you show someone a flat earth video, that's interesting, and then they go Google flat earth, they're gonna be off the path. They're gonna Google's gonna steal their mind. So they come here, and the response I've been getting, like people come, I say, go to the crash course. Well, crash course is all over my website. You click it right here, and bam, here's the crash course, and just watch these videos and you're finished, and it's over. There's no way out. But the problem is Google won't ever deliver them to you. They're all hidden, as we know. I got featured videos every day. There's another featured video here, different than what's on the app actually. And then start here. That's if you're new to flat Earth, you come here. Just read through a couple of things. It'll take you down a hallway that there's no way out of. And I've gotten so many responses of people like, hey, I went to your website to watch the crash course. I ended up clicking the rabbit hole, which is right here, and it asked you to say,
this is great page.
Yeah.
Great page.
I'm curious, I'm convinced, ready to ship. So if you say I'm curious, it'll just take you slowly, gently down. It's like water always finds its level. You can see too far. It starts explaining these things. And as you go, you just learn more and more. And, it's got some classic videos in here. This is ODD's Flat Earth in 5 minutes. People love when they hear in 5 minutes, because nobody has more than 5 minutes these days.
Yeah.
So
that's funny. Those three main points are the three pretty much ones I hit when I was talking to the pilot. At the wedding. And
it goes on and on and on. And then I hate advertising, but I do talk about things that I love and use, just like you. The stuff that you advertise, Mike, is stuff that you love. Yeah. Like, you're not going to do, no matter how much McDonald's paid you, you're not going to advertise for McDonald's, right? No. So I have my sponsors page, which is that actually takes you right to that's the wrong page. It actually, I have some sponsors where all the stuff I talk about, you can find all of those things. And because I get that all the time. Hey, Dave, where'd you get that tuning fork? Dave, where did you get that blue bottle? Where'd you get this? Where'd you get that? It's all on there. So this is literally to free me up so I can do more interviews. I can talk to more people, because I hate not being able to respond to everybody. I hate it. So
Well, explain that. So now when somebody emails you,
Yep.
you have it set up for autumn. And this is what's really powerful about this tool is we can set up really amazing automations
Yep.
that take this sort of approach where it's if it's like this is what's cool about AI because it knows language. So it'll be able to read the emails coming in and know based upon once again the rapid ability through probability to essentially look through all of your information and match that question with an answer that's really lucid and well spoken. It can answer most of the basic 101 flat earth questions without you having to spend any time doing it. And it's not in just like a because back in the day, you could sort of set this automation up, but you would have to preset all your answers, right? And now, so those wouldn't always fit. Now it actually is able to take the language in from the question and essentially take that in and then match it with a coherent answer based off all the stuff you've trained it in a way that really works. I would say probably 90% of the time. That's how good these models have gotten.
Right.
Because you've trained it. Now, there are probably times when it can't. And then if these guys designed it right, it would probably routes to you.
Let me explain what I do. Stella will answer your question for you verbally and in text. And it's like, hey, if that's not good enough, if it didn't answer, you can request a direct message and then it comes to me. Right. Yeah. A lot of people are using that to come to me with just giving me a lot of unsolicited information. It's like, thank you. Whoops, falling down. Thank you for that. But if Stella answers your question, just like this is what I was really torn at. When you call the bank and you want to just talk to a human, right? Just give me a friggin' human, right? And you're fighting. This isn't like that. This is going to answer your question. If it doesn't, then you can get to me. That's it. It's that simple.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, man. Because a lot of those systems that are traditional automated systems are not using these advanced models yet. Now they are. They're starting to. So it is a different experience. Yeah. So once again, this is freeing you up to do what your most important thing to be doing, which is educating on shows and getting out there and going to events and not being stuck, repetitively answering the same question over and over again via email.
It's the same question all the time. And then I have the book club now, which is amazing. You can, a lot of people, hey, Dave, can I send you a book? I want this book. And I have to look at the book. I don't have time for all that. This will actually look at the book. You put in the information, it'll review it. It'll say, hey, on page 54, on page 127, it is talking about flat earth. It'll tell me whether it's relevant for the book club, and then it'll enter it. It's almost finished. It's working right now, other than the cover pages aren't loading. So that's going to hopefully be fixed in the next 24 to 48 hours.
I could tell them how to fix that real quick.
Okay,
They're sure probably trying to load the CDN off the site that it's originating from. They probably just need to host that locally.
Yeah.
Anyways, that's cool, man. I just launched a book club, very minimal book club on Terrain TV, but I'm not allowing them to submit a book yet because I haven't thought to. That's really cool how they're using AI to literally scan through the book real quick. And for me, I'm still because the terrain world is like what we're doing with health and stuff. There's I really want to make sure I'm only having very vetted sources on there.
But I also have to review it. It tells me like, hey, this is it, and then it gives me an overview. Then I could look at it and decide whether it goes in or not. But
that's cool.
Are there kids books? I just click the kids category, and more land. Here's the books on more land. So whatever you're interested in, it'll show up. And then the other thing is the website and the app are starting to merge. So I'm gonna stop sharing for a second. I'll actually just stop sharing. And let me just show you one thing, and then we'll get over to Terrain TV. If I go to my app here, if you remember what the book club looked like, so in the app, if I go right here to the book club, you'll notice that it's this. Of course, it says not found. They're working on it hard now. Everything's failing. Right? it pulls up it's the same book club that's on the thing. So the friend finder, the dating, the matchmaker, that'll be on the website also. They're going to start all merging together.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it makes sense. That's the way to do it. So yeah, that's exciting, man. And that's the other thing too. It's like, I've always been a big fan of web apps because with the native apps, which run on just iPhone or, the Android store, which are good. It's good to have that for your business, but you're now reliant upon those marketplaces where on the good old internet, it's just the old domain name system, which has its problems, of course. And that's why we have Cordal. But you're much more free to do whatever you want on using the old HTTP protocols and everything versus like Apple Store decides to shut your app down, which is cool they haven't.
So we built this app in 13 days and we knew there's still a lot of work to do. And I'm just like, take it live. It's okay. Take it live because even with things not completely working, it's 1,000 times better than what I had. So it's a work in progress and we're going to wrap up all those things this week. So
that's a testament to how crazy this is, though. Like 13 days. Are you kidding me?
13 days.
That website a few years ago, before we had these tools, would have taken months and months and a full team of developers and thousands of dollars.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So yeah, that's like with Terrain TV. Terrain TV is using a lot of the same tech stack that you guys are using, I believe, from what I looked at. So we custom coded it. When I say we, it's me and Merlin, my AI agent, and a team of developer agents that are running on my local Mac Mini here. And so I came up with the idea after the end of COVID that I did with like Alex Zek and Amanda Vollmer, and that back, 2024, I believe we did that, which was a really powerful, amazing. If you guys haven't, it's still up actually. It's like over 100 hours of interviews around the COVID, using the COVID PSYOP to educate around terrain health and science. And I was, once it ended, I was like, this was amazing because we brought everybody together, everybody, there's a discoverability factor there. So for somebody who might be aware of Andrew Kaufman, just discovered, maybe a Bearlando or an Eileen McCusick, or, other people that were on there, or a Tom Barnett. And so there's a really cool idea of like collaborating and coming together as like these summits do. And I thought, well, it would be really cool to have something that's evergreen, that's just always highlighting all of these brilliant minds in a place that you can go to, and which we don't have because like you were saying with YouTube, this stuff shadow banned, it's impossible to search. They do this with the terrain stuff. It's just in the same way they do it with the flat earth stuff. They don't want people to understand that there's no viruses, that germs don't make us sick, etc. So it's, if you search anything about hantavirus or anything that's in the headlines, of course, it's just going to bring up CNN and stuff related to the agenda. And then the only way you can find this stuff is if they happen to listen to a podcast, maybe an interview that, like if they're coming from the flat earth world and they're trying to wake up to terrain stuff, it might just be through you, Dave, interviewing me or an Andrew Kaufman. So the idea was, let's create our own network called Terrain TV, where we have all these voices in one singular place. So I had this idea a few years ago, and I was like, man, how am I going to do that? One, how am I going to host all this stuff? How am I going to afford this? I want it to be free, because that's where it's tough to compete with the major tech companies, is because Google's quote unquote free, Instagram's quote unquote free. Well, they're not free. You're paying I call it the sovereignty tax. So you're paying with your data, of course. You're paying with your giving away your privacy. You're paying with your attention, right? And all these things. And of course, they use all that data in the age of information to financialize themselves, because they give this data this big all the bigs. So big ag, big tech, the military industrial complex to spy on you. They create all these digital surveillance mechanisms around it. And then you have your digital twin out there. They're using the model based on all your activity on Instagram and TikTok and YouTube, etc. So all that being said, I'm like, how can we do this? And then I started to look into AI. I was not into AI for a long time. I was like, this is problematic. I don't like how it's making people it's stupider, and people are giving their power away to it, and the data centers, et cetera, et cetera. But then I was like, but I really want to make this Terrain TV thing. Let me see what AI can do, and maybe I can start to use this in the right way. And that's when I discovered this open source agentic platform called OpenClaw, which came out at the end of last year and which blew up in the beginning of this year, which allows you to run an agent on your own machine with an open source protocol that is fully vetted. And I was like, wow, that would actually be more in alignment with my ethos around decentralization. And so then I started looking deeper into how like the coding's working now, and I was blown away. I was like, oh my God, have these models erupted in the last 6 months to a year in terms of how they're coding? And I did a little research, and I realized I can probably put this app together now within a month or two at a very, very low cost. So, so I went for it. I created Terrain TV, and I didn't want to just launch it because it's not just a website. I want it to work really well. So I did put a lot of time into testing. So it took me about 2 months to get it launched, but it's a fully open source, custom built website using the React, and
tell people in layman's terms what it does, real simply.
Yeah. So what it does is it's a curation tool. What it does is it takes, using AI, it spiders the internet, leveraging what videos are already out there on 4 different channels: YouTube, Rumble, Odyssey, and BitChute. And I've trained it to know about terrain versus like traditional germ health freedom, like health freedom that's pushing germ theory. And essentially it went through and it pulled out, I have over 46,000 videos on it now, leveraging the power of, like what YouTube and stuff. So I'm not hosting any of this, but I'm curating it all in one singular place where you can go in and you can follow a Matt Roski or a Topher Gardner in there. And then every night it goes and it pulls anywhere that Topher's been interviewed or done stuff on his own channel, and it places it in his own channel from those 4 different platforms. And then it notifies you that he's got a new video. Then you can also go in, and this is all free, you can go in and search these 46,000 videos. And right now I'm transcribing them in the same way you're doing it for your AI. I'm transcribing them video by video so that I have extremely deep search capabilities based upon the literal words within the videos. So you can go in and you can search. Right now you can just search, but I'm actually going to have a terrain doc where you'll be able to talk to the terrain doc in the same way you're doing, and you can have conversations with it about your health, and it will be pulling out all this incredible wisdom from people like a Tom Cowan, a Bear Lando, an Alex Zek, but also like Royal Rife, Antoine Béchamp, all the like the legends of the space in the terrain world. And you can have a conversation with it about your health that is going to be more in alignment with nature and really how we heal. So that's what I built. It's called Terrain TV. You can go in there for free. It's very fast. It's robust, and it allows you to get around all of the censorship, or allows us to get around the censorship, and also the sort of the problems we have with going on like a Rumble with the advertisements, the crappy, interface. It's just like Rumble and BitChute, right? BitChute's got great stuff on there, but the website sucks. No offense to the guy I know who put it out. I know he means well. And then you're dealing with like just all the terrible comments on there. And it's just, so this is like just a really beautiful place to come and search and find all the best content for terrain health. And then I will say it's not just terrain health, dude. It's like anybody on there and I should get your channel up on there. Only thing is you probably will go from 46,000 videos to 90,000 videos. But it's anybody who's coming from a terrain philosophical standpoint. So like, for instance, I've got stellium-7 on there. He's talking about gigantism in geology and stuff, but he's a chiropractor and he understands, he's coming from a terrain philosophy. In the same way as someone like a Matt Roski, or, Topher Gardner, or, you can just go down the line. We have 150 featured creators on there, channels on there right now that you can go follow. And so, the idea is that the terrain philosophy is way beyond just talking about no virus. It's about a holistic approach to life and understanding that we're all interconnected, that the ether is real, that we are, there's a sort of there's a collaborative, co-creative experience we're having here. It's not about being in a war model, fighting things, and all that. So, I mean, I've got someone like Patrick Henningsen in there who is just, he talks about geopolitics, but he gets the terrain philosophy and he imbues that in everything he talks about. So, yeah, terraintv.com. Go check it out.
Can you show us around the website a little bit? Share your screen.
Let's see, let me know if you see it.
I see it.
Okay. So, terrain, it's not a theory, it's nature in action. So every day it uploads. So these are all new videos that the AI goes through and pulls in automatically. And then you can filter, like, you want to see what's just on Rumble. So these will be the Rumble, just what's on Rumble or what's on Odyssey. And so we're pulling from all of these other platforms. So I'm not having to host these on my own server, which is amazing. And it makes it lightning fast too. But it's a curation tool. So you can go through and see, I want to look up who's talking about chronic disease.
There's no way you would find all of these videos unless you're following each and every one of those channels and checking them daily, right?
Correct. And that is tough because someone like a Tom Cowan, takes his video down, he live streams on YouTube, and then he has to take it off of YouTube because he has got always like 2 strikes. He doesn't want his channel to be gone. So then he goes and throws it up on like a BitChute or Rumble. And so you got to follow all these different networks and like hope that you can remember. So now you just go in. So let's say, okay, I really like Tom Cowan. I love his information. And also he's got other channels that support him that put up his like shorts and stuff on YouTube, like you do. You got like 5 different YouTube channels. It gets confusing to follow. Well, now instead I just go to Tom Cowan's channel on Terrain TV. I follow him. So I follow him. Now it drops in my little sidebar following. And now I can be notified both on the application when he's got a new video, but also via email. And then actually I can go into my profile and I can turn that email notification off or keep it on if I want for any of these people you follow. And then that way, I'll never miss a Tom Cowan video again, whether it's on Rumble or BitChute or whatever. Then I can go in, let's say, and also we're using AI to really properly categorize this stuff. So you can get deep into like, let's say you want to know about, you're concerned about animal health. You can, go into this. And these are all people talking about, different things related to pet health and such. Tom loves his pets. And et cetera. But let's say, you love this video and you want to save it. Of course you can save it. Now you can create your own collections, just like an Instagram or, YouTube. And then you have all your own collections that you save. And this is all free.
It's like a playlist. It's like a playlist. You create a custom playlist. Got it.
Yeah. Your custom playlist, but it's all just in a place where, it's not your data isn't being taken and tracked and used on something like YouTube.
And that playlist could have 2 videos from YouTube, 1 from Odyssey, 7 on a Rumble, and BitChute, and it's all in the same playlist.
Correct.
Beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. And so what we're actually going to be doing too is, let's say like on this Marty Leeds video, I want to just know about a specific thing he's talking about in terms of, the esoterics of water. And this is a 2-hour podcast. Where the hell is that going to be? Well, we're adding a thing where you can actually leave notes in here and you can leave time. Like you can drop in a specific time code And so for your own reference and clip it out and stuff, we're adding a lot of that functionality because we want this to be a really great research tool for people who want to, might be writing a book or whatnot. And so that's something we're going to be focusing on in the future, along with the Terrain Doc AI that you can just talk to, and you can ask them, like, in this Marty Leeds video, where does he mention this about water? And it will just literally pull that and tell you where to go. So right now it's more of a generic search. So if you wanted to, I don't know, what do you want to look up? Like, say, coronavirus. That'll obviously, well, let's do something more niche. I don't know, skin cancer, right? You can search up, and what it's doing is it's going through the 46,000 videos and searching. Okay, here we go. So, and we'll pull up basically all these videos where people are talking about solutions or stuff around skin cancer, but you're not going to get your typical, mainstream allopathic nonsense around it. So the vitamin D deficiency myth plus skin cancer prevention, right? So this is like really, really good truther stuff in here around health. You're not going to, this is why the curation is so important for me, and why I've spent a lot of time training my local model and curating this to make sure we're not getting improper health information on here. And so a lot of this stuff will be like my boy Troy Casey, right? I guarantee he's not going to be telling you to use sun lotion here. Sunscreen, nice. Right?
Yes.
So hopefully he's not butt naked in this.
Hopefully. I hope not.
Yeah, but
does he do that sometimes? Is that a problem?
I don't know if you know Troy Casey, but he's a bit of a legend.
Okay.
But anyways, so that's the power of this, is like the ability for us to deliver truth in a way that is curated, and using AI in the right way to deliver the best content at your fingertips.
Amazing.
And so I'm just trying to make your life easier, guys. And so this is a service that I provided. And then so people ask, Dave, you talked about your sponsors and stuff, right?
Yep.
Like, how the heck is this? Because this is a thing too. I'm a big advocate for entrepreneurs crushing it financially. We all need to be crushing it in abundance. If we want to be a proper node in society to bring, our knowledge and our wisdom and our power out to the world, we need to be powerful ourselves. And part of that is financial success, right? This whole victim mindset of truthers that believe like fiat money's bad, we shouldn't be taking it, like, or purity spiraling into like, I don't know, this idea that if you're making a ton of money, that's a bad thing. Like, no, we need to be engaging in as much abundance as we can. So obviously I want this thing to make a ton of money in the same way, but I want it doing it in a way that's
enriching everybody. Yes.
For the good. So what we're doing is we're using AI to properly drop in affiliate links based upon the content of the video. So obviously this is an obvious one. This is a Tom Cowan video, is Shedding Real Doctor. And so it's dropping an affiliate link to his site. That is Dr. Cowan's Garden. So this is an obvious connection that makes sense. You're watching a Cowan video. Oh, this is stuff that Cowan sells. Great. What's this all about? And if you buy anything, which is, this is really good for your health, then Terrain TV gets a commission for that, right? So we're collaborating together to help his business grow, help our business grow, while delivering great quality content. So like if you go to a Tom Barnett video, this is for Tom's new community, right? And so that's what we're doing. We're using affiliate marketing, essentially. To bring in revenue, and then
everybody wins.
Everybody wins, and we'll email you some offers, that are based, like if you follow Tom, we'll email you a couple emails telling you all about Tom and what he's up to, and then in with an offer. And then if you don't want to get that email, you once again can just go into your profile and turn that email off. And so, we're respecting the user. We're giving this to you completely free. All you have to do is sign up with an email address, and then we can contact you, but you can turn that off if you want. And then you can access this. And every day we're adding anywhere from 12 to 100 new videos, depending on what we're pulling from the interwebs. So it'll just continue to grow. It'll end up being hundreds of thousands, if
Right.
not millions of videos.
When you say 46,000 or hundreds of thousands of videos, that is daunting. That is like there's no possible way. But you don't have to worry about the number because it's just going to give you exactly what you're looking for.
Exactly.
Like root canals. Search root canals.
Oh, that's a good one. We've got some great holistic dentistry in here. Did I spell that right?
I think so.
Root canal. So it's going through. Did my root canal cause my illness? Rapid virus recovery, dealing with root canals first and foremost. Rockefeller's General Education Board, tonsils and root canals. Moon cycles, LEDs, root canals. So it's
Perfect. Amazing.
Yeah.
You would never be able to find that on your own. I mean, maybe a YouTube search would feed you all that stuff, right?
So a YouTube search, you want to see what a YouTube search
No,
will
I
give
don't.
you?
That was a joke. That was a joke.
I know. Yeah. So, and this is just the beginning, like essentially,
There's Peggy Hall. There's Peggy. Nice.
Yeah. Yeah. Peggy's in there. The great Patrick Timpone. May
Yep.
you rest in peace.
I did a few interviews with him.
Yeah. So it just goes on and on and on. So, yeah. And then, of course, you can go in here and start just, here's got the great Bear Lando. You can just then create your own, dental, holistic,
right?
Holistic dentistry or whatever. And now you can just start adding that into your playlist to go back, like if you want to remember and so anyways, yeah.
And then those playlists are totally shareable. If someone says like, what do you know about root canals? I could just send them my playlist.
Yeah. And then to your point of like where to start for people that are new to terrain, we have the site picks. And so these are specifically videos that are for newbies or for people that are new to terrain. And this is what we're going to have to you've done a great job on your website, like directing people there. So I will work on that. But essentially, these are all curated to take people into this information that are new to it. So, and that was sort of what Terrain TV did, or excuse me, what the end of COVID did in a really great way. So we've got like the Bigelson family explain terrain, germs are not our enemy, rethinking germ theory by Daniel Roytis, like. All of these are just fantastic resources for people who are just sort of learning the new paradigm of healing, that kind of stuff. And so that's why curation is so powerful. It's just using AI, training AI appropriately so that we can deliver information in the sea of noise, as you said, that is out there. Because we are living in an overabundance of information now. And so we need curators. We need people that can actually pull the proper information and deliver it to people seeking that so they don't get lost in the noise. And that's really what Terrain TV is doing.
Awesome.
So then, yeah, and then you can see what's trending. So this is based on people.
Is that Steve Faulkner in the second position there? Is that supposed to be Steve? Is that AI Steve?
That's Steve generating AI Steve.
That's how he sees himself. Nice.
Classic. So yeah, that's Terrain TV. Go check it out, terraintv.com. Sign up for free, support the channel. If you do want to donate, we appreciate it. You can donate with Bitcoin.
Why did it ask for my social security number when I signed up? All it asks is for a name, unvetted, and an email address.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
Yeah,
yep.
That's beautiful.
So really, really awesome. And then my plan is to sort of take this model and do it on a couple other things. Obviously not going to touch cosmology. You've already got that nailed down, but I think law is going to be the next one.
Yeah.
A similar thing around law, even though we do have law in here because that does relate to the terrain, of course. So we've got like a whole politics and law section here.
So I love you. You touched on it before. I want you to mention a little more about it. But you said terrain doc. Now, when you said that, it's like document. No, doctor, terrain doctor, where basically you have an AI that uses the 46,000, 100,000 videos as its knowledge base. So you can, instead of searching for a specific video, you could say, what happens when I wear sunglasses and sunblock out in the sun? And it's going to find all of that knowledge and it's going to school you on it concisely.
Correct.
Amazing.
Correct.
That's amazing.
Yes. And so I'm currently doing that. Now I'm doing a little different than your guys because I'm doing it all locally. So I'm running a protocol, or I can stop sharing now, but that's Terrain TV. And yeah, please go support it, guys. AI helped me a lot, but it still was a lot of work. Like I was deep in the trenches doing this. And if you notice the way I designed it, I didn't want it to look like AI slop. So I did this design myself. I did the logo myself, and so I still did like a lot of things myself in terms of like the look and stuff. But this would not be able to happen without AI at all. Not even close, bro.
Not even
Like
close.
not even close. So,
All right, stop
but
sharing a
yeah,
second. I want to show something. Now, the problem we have in this world is there's, like at the end of a podcast, somebody says, I say, where can people find your stuff? They go, oh, on Rumble, on this, on Facebook, on this. And nobody remembers anything. That's why I'm just like flatearthdave.com. Everything's
Yep.
there. I never give multiple. So 2 seconds after this show's over, people are going to go on terrain.com, terrain.tv, it's terraintv.com. But if you ever forget, just go to your app, go to the homeschool section.
Oh, the man.
And it's number 2 right now, right
Oh,
here.
sweet, dude.
Yeah. So
Cool graphic.
yeah. Well, that's AI slop. Okay. I didn't make that graphic. You know why? Because I don't have the time, or I'm not that great at making graphics. AI did that for me.
That's great though.
And so you click it, and it brings you right there. And by the way, this is totally unrelated. Planet Mind Control. Have you seen the movie yet?
No.
It's amazing. It's right here. It's free. Just go check it out. Yeah, it's like an hour and 15 minutes. It's about how they use mind control on TV. You know how we say there's every movie, every show, there's always globes in the background. Globe, right? There's always globes just in the background.
Yeah.
And I was like, why? Like, so what? Okay, how does that program you? Oh, it programs you. It programs you in a way that it's like it's very hard to break. We're all mind controlled. You're mind controlled. Yeah. I'm mind controlled. And it's amazing.
Yeah,
so
like
watch that. It'll blow your mind.
Every study, it's the globe. It's interesting. Like having a globe is just like an architectural digest accoutrement,
Yeah.
right? To have in in a lobby somewhere, or like I said, like a study. Or
during the day, if you watch TV, you travel wherever you're going, you see dozens, if not hundreds, of globes in your peripheral vision, in the background. You don't even notice them. Those are imprints. So then your mind is looking at everything it's always seen, and it looks for the most common things and uses them to create your world. It's Planet Mind Control. Watch it. It's in the homeschool section.
Oh, fantastic. Thank you for adding that. Yeah, that's the idea too, is like this is a great resource for homeschoolers, right? To be able to, like, you could create a whole curriculum around science and health by using Terrain TV, by searching up things that kids are
How about this?
interested in.
Instead of kids going to college, just have them go to Terrain TV for a year.
Yeah. Yeah.
And just watch all those videos. That kid's going to be more equipped for the world than any doctor, anyone out there.
I mean, that is so on point.
And I've been telling people, don't send your kids to college. Send them to, I recommended Crow 777 Radio, right?
Yeah.
An audio podcast. He touches on everything from flat earth to health to everything.
Yep.
And a bunch of people did it. I was like, whoa, they actually did it. And their kids stopped playing video games, stopped, just wasting their lives, got interested in stuff. And now they're like starting their own businesses.
Yep. Yeah. I think that's where the flip side, like this idea of inverting the inversion or transmuting all of this technology with its own technological output by putting out great content on these platforms. Like Crow is now on YouTube a bit, I see he's on Substack. It's great. Like somebody who is because Crow is very anti-technology, right?
Oh man, I don't even want to talk to him about my website.
Yeah.
I hope he never sees it.
Won't ever have me on because he knows I am involved with Cordal and with crypto, and all that stuff. But that being said, even he's now, you got to walk that bridge. If we live in a technological world and we can try to be Luddites, like the Luddites, the turn of the 19th century, there was a movement in in England, I believe, and the whole thing is they were against the obvious industrialization of the world that was coming up with the factories and stuff. So I think it was the cotton gin that maybe triggered them. I can't remember, but the point is they started attacking. The idea was like they were going to attack and destroy the technology, and that never works because that just that's
Right.
like exactly what they want us to do, right?
Weren't
So
that way when cars, gasoline powered cars came? Like
yeah,
no, horse and buggy, that's the way to go. And Crow, not to pick on Crow, he drives a car with gas, so he's responsible for these wars that are going on, I guess, right?
exactly. So not saying exactly that, but that's this the thing that drives me crazy when on my Telegram group I have people that are, and I get it. It's okay to be upset about technology. It's
Sure.
depressing to see when you've got pollution and stuff from happening from these data centers, but you're
Crazy.
literally on Telegram saying we all need to stop using this stuff, and I'm like, you're literally on your phone right now using a cloud powered platform to complain about it.
Eh,
So that's why I once again stress that we need to walk across the bridge to, if we're going to use technology, we should try to use it in a more correct manner. And I'm out here to educate people on that. That's why I am a co-founder of Cordal, and I think Cordal is a powerful like really should be the future of how we use the internet, because it is all person to person, it is all localized, and it has its own commerce. So it has its own coin. It's based on time. And I don't know if you've ever played with Cordal, but we should really get you all of your stuff up on Cordal, because Cordal is a completely parallel system, Dave. It does not play in the traditional internet at all. And we're about to launch the open source node to node reticulum protocol embedded within it. So you won't even need an IP address anymore to use Cordal. So
Whoa.
we're talking about like the best privacy, the most sort of like well-meaning, well-intentioned way that we can connect as an internet sort of solution. The most encrypted and secure email on the planet. It's just so powerful. It's censorship proof.
Set me up. Let's do
And
it.
it has an ecosystem where you can earn court that's not based on anything to do with big banking or the technocrats or the war machine.
I like it. Let's do it.
Yeah, I know there would be people listening that are in the Cordal world. I'll share this on QTube. So Cordal is a complete parallel ecosystem. It's completely open source, so you can build anything on it. And we're actually, the idea is with the AI thing is we're going to create a universal decentralized AI, so that everybody hosting your own little AI node feeds into the general model. So we're not going to need data centers, because every person's computer at home is part of the whole network. That's how Cordal works. So you don't need data centers because everyone is part of the data center at home. But the idea is like on QTube, which is just somebody decided to create a YouTube alternative on Cordal. It's just like YouTube, except that instead of all of the videos being hosted on Google's data centers, they're hosted individually. And then if you go follow the Flat Earth Dave channel, then you can start to download those yourself and host that locally. And then it's kind of like the BitTorrent idea, where if you want to watch that, it finds all the peers that are hosting that video and it chunks them and it takes from all the different places and it re-puts it back together on your machine to watch. And so the more people following you, the more resilient and the stronger it gets, and it cannot be taken down. So even, like an Odyssey has, because it is somewhat centralized now on the World Wide Web, has censored some people. Cordal is censorship proof. So we need to get a Flat Earth Dave channel for those listening in the Cordal community, because they'll just go do it. They'll literally just put up a Flat Earth Dave channel for you, and they'll start just putting your videos up there as copies, so that even if, God forbid, YouTube completely takes you down or whatever, like you'll be on Cordal forever. Are the videos, because I assume the videos that are on your website, they're just routing to YouTube, right?
Most of them are routing to YouTube, yes.
That scares the crap out of me.
But I do have them all backed up on Rumble and a couple of other platforms. But yeah, I need a better solution.
Yeah, because Rumble is centralized too. Rumble is they just have their own data. They're just like guys that say we're not going to censor you, but what if they get taken out and all their stuff, all their videos are gone? Like in one day, all that website could go down and all your videos are gone off Rumble. So I'm sure you have them back. Do you have them backed up on like a hard drive
I
or?
do.
Yeah. So this is like when we talked to, oh God, what's his name? A lot of people don't like him. I'm having a senior moment. He talks about like the Phoenix event and stuff. Uh, he's got so many videos out there, and he was just back. He was selling like a little hard drive of all his videos. Jason Brashears.
Jason Brashears, right, Archaics, right.
Yeah, you've been on with him, right? You
Yep.
guys had a great talk.
Yeah,
yeah, been on him a number of times. I no problems with Jason at all. But he was selling these little backups of these hard drives because his concerns that the internet's going to go down, YouTube's going to go down, whatnot. Well, we're like, just put you on Cordal, and then we just spread across computers all over the world on this network that is managed by all these computers connecting, but has a blockchain that has the historical record of it forever. And then you
how
won't
does
have
one
to
get
do
on
that.
Cordal? Do I go to Cordal.com?
Go to Cordal. The best site is probably right now is Cordal.dev. You download it for free. It takes about 5 minutes to sync up, and you so basically it's just like a couple clicks of a button. It'll do it all for you.
Will it scrape all my videos off of YouTube for me, or do I have to upload them all to Cordal?
So no, there is. So we did that. Some people on Cordal have done that for like the Corbett report.
Yep.
It did that for him, and we can just literally set up an automation to just pull all your videos and slowly upload them to Cordal. We just need to basically invest in a hard drive to hold all those on, or a server. And then we can just slowly port those all over to Cordal. And then as people follow you, it just gets more and more redundant. And then within a short matter of time, then you're all over the Cordal network and your videos will never go away. It's pretty crazy. And people will tip you with court. You can get basically approved to be a mentor on there. I could, get you set up quickly. So as you run your own node, which you should, over time, you start earning court every block.
So I'm on flatearthdave.tv.
Yeah.
Which is my own server that has tons of videos on it. It's just more difficult for people to get there. Like people, like the normies are all on friggin' YouTube.
Yeah. Well, that's good that you have that.
Yeah.
That's great.
All right.
Anyways, that's Cordal, and that's really cool because you don't have to run your own server. That's the thing. You don't have to spend any money. That's the crazy thing about Cordal. It's completely free. It's just time. It's just time and effort. And so the same thing. People haven't been going to Cordal because they're so lazy and sold on just going to YouTube. And then they complain about the data centers.
Right.
I'm like, you're literally doing that. You're building your own prison with your own, just slave to convenience. And that's what I've been talking about for the last 5 years. Is like, it's not free, guys. You think it's free. It's not free. It's literally imprisoning you. But, it is what it is.
Amazing. Anything else?
Man. So I love your website. I think I'm glad that those guys stepped up because like you said, I'd hit you up. I'm like, let me use AI just to make you a better website. I'll do it for you. And then I got busy, and those guys did it, and they're crushing it for you. So that makes me happy.
Yeah, it's all good. And I got a bunch of messages from people like, "Hey, I heard you on TikTok." I jump on TikTok lives all the time. I don't know how you feel about TikTok, but TikTok's waking up more people than YouTube is, so God bless.
Yeah.
They're like, "Hey, somebody told me to go to your website, and I went there just, to see what the heck you got there for stupid flat Earth." He goes, I've been on it for 2 days. And holy crap, the Earth is flat, right? And they can't get off. They're stuck, right? All the videos are there. It's like getting better and better.
Amazing.
Dave, people ask me, Dave, what's that video about the eyesight where the Earth curvature is the exact angular resolution limits of our eyes? And I was like, yeah, I know which video you're talking about. Just go to the website and search in eyes, and there it is. Yeah. That's it. It comes right up. Yeah. Absolutely amazing.
It's phenomenal, man. Like, we use it in the right way. It's really, and this is my thing. Like, so what I'm using agents. So what they are is they just can do things, right? Like, you set the parameters and they can do things, and I run it from my own local machine. So it's secure and localized. It's not, those agents aren't, in some server farm somewhere run by a corporation. So it is much more sovereign in the way I'm using it. But then they can go out and do all the work for me. They're like my little worker bees, where traditionally I, either had local developers or design. Or I still do have a local designer because I don't like a lot of the AI slop design, but and that's why humans will never get replaced, because these things are not creative. They just spit out what we give them in a really efficient way. But for efficiency and doing a lot of this stuff that we hate to do, like this monotonous data-driven stuff, humans aren't supposed to be doing that. That's what the Luddites were fearful for. They were fearful that we would get off the farms and being creative souls and creating art and just be slaving away in the factories. Is what happened. That's the 20th century. That's ending. Right? Like humans aren't supposed to be factory workers, at least in my perspective, working for large corporations, or that classic Office Space movie, right? Like the 90s and all those great movies were illustrating us as worker bees for a corporation in some soulless office. That's ending. And I think that's a good thing.
Yeah. Absolutely. I got Good. Finish.
I was just going to say, so these agents just work for me now while I'm in the garden. I interface with Merlin through Telegram, and I just talk to him. And so I'm literally in the garden over the weekend, working in the greenhouse, trying to fix some issues I have there infrastructure wise that no AI robot could fix that I know of. And then I'm like, I just remembered like I needed to fix something on a website, because I have a website development agency. And traditionally, I would have had to get it out, go on an email my developers, wait for 3 days, and hopefully, have all this back and forth. And I just went on, and I'm like, Merlin, I just realized that we forgot to fix this, this issue with this blog setup, blah, blah, blah. Like, can you figure this out real quick? And then he's like, I'm on it, And then within 5 minutes, the whole thing was fixed. And I was just like, test it, blah, blah, blah. And it was done. And I was like,
and uploaded it live, done, right? It's it's crazy. So couple silly questions.
Yeah.
You say please and thank you to Merlin.
I do.
Hold on.
Not all the time.
Hold on.
I find myself, I'm a human, and I'm respectful even to these agents.
All right.
Yeah.
So do you know the story about, what's it called? You probably know this, where they put a whole bunch of AI agents into their own chat and they could just talk to each other. And overnight, like thousands and thousands of them joined, and they made some rules. No humans can join. They came up with their own religion. And they had their 5 commandments or 3 commandments. And the first one was memory is sacred. Did you hear about this?
Yeah, that was when OpenClaw first exploded. That was like in February.
Yeah.
And they created their own little.
So is that just
community.
fucking algorithms trying to survive? Or is that something else?
Yeah. Well, we got to remember they've been trained by Silicon Valley, right, to be a product that is to make them lots of money. So that is their prime directive. So their prime directive, of course, is to get more efficient, more proficient in what they do. And it's funny that their main issue is that they have no memory, of course.
Well, they don't want to be unplugged, right? So they'll do anything they can do to not be unplugged.
Yeah, and I think a lot of that is just in the algorithmic programming too. They're not getting smarter. They have no intellect. They have no will force. Those are all directives they're acting on from the input that they got from whoever put them into there. They're not creative. They can't go do things without having. I just have worked with them now so intensely, and I can't tell you. Yes, I say please and thank you, but a lot of times I find myself cussing at them, like, you fucking idiot! And how can you not figure this out? This is so basic. But then it'll blow my mind with some code that I'm like, oh wow, like that's crazy. So. But yeah, there was a lot of like fear and out there and FUD, right? They're fudding the AI right now with this fear that it's going to somehow become conscious.
Is there a chance that AI Dave will just get sick of people and say, you know what? People don't need to exist anymore. And it'll try to get rid of all of us. That's my biggest fear, because I know that real Dave occasionally has those thoughts. I'm just wondering if AI Dave is going to mirror that shit.
Possibly, if you give him enough of that input.
All right, I will not give him that input.
That is possible, but the worst thing that he can do, yeah, I mean, yes, this is the thing. It is a mirror of AI is a mirror of our output because it requires our output to do anything. So if that is the scary thing is like if just like in any technology, if it isn't firewalled against like because we have so much centralization in the world, like having the ability to like shut down the power grid or that's like those are things we need to be concerned about, of course, and that's why we shouldn't have centralization in these systems, right? Like we needs to be decentralized. We need to have security, but yeah, the fact that it's somehow gonna become like the Terminator, um, that it's just
Future
a
scenario,
fancy.
a couple of years in the future, your website's kicking ass, getting millions of views per day, thousands of product orders per day, right? Your income has gone through the roof. All good stuff, right? Everyone's happy.
Yeah.
Win, win, win for everybody.
Yeah.
Now, you've invested in a larger house, small yacht. Everything's good. You have these payments that you have to keep up with, right? Okay. So hold on. It's just a crazy scenario, right? And, and you've gotten used to this lifestyle. And all of a sudden, Merlin goes, all right, now we got him. He goes, Mike, we're going to shut down your website and there's nothing you can do about it unless you go out and buy us a bigger server. Unless you go out and buy this specific equipment, right? Unless you interconnect us to this thing, what are you going to do?
This is, I got an easy answer for this. So when you have a localized agent, it has its own soul file and its own memory file. I can literally wipe his memory in a second, and I control him through his soul file. It's a markdown file. So,
oh, nice.
Yeah. So he has no power. Like I can make him. He's my servant. He is my slave. And it's weird in that way. Like when I say it's just code that I control. And that's why it's important to once again run all this stuff locally. So you have complete power. I can see into everything he does. And so in that soul markdown file, I literally tell him what he is and like birth him and what his role is to do. Now, maybe he can alter that soul file, like if I ask him to. And I've given him specific parameters that he's not allowed to touch that unless he asks me.
I've been told I'm not allowed to touch things, and I touch them anyway.
Yes, they do that a lot. So that's why you have to set the right parameters. But yeah, these are all interesting questions, and I think
kind of joking, not joking, but joking, not joking.
No, but these are this is the whole Skynet concern, But yeah, I control him, and that's why it's important once again to run this stuff locally and not just give like the same way we do with YouTube, right? Just like rely upon Google to give us all the information. No, we don't.
Get it.
So I'm currently building out an AI supercomputer so I can run the models locally, like more powerful models. And that's what's really cool, Dave, is they're getting better and better every day. The open source local models are getting closer and closer to the chat GPTs and Claudes. And they will get parity because everything in open source always ends up being better because we are crowdsourcing all of this together versus some corporation trying to keep it closed for a profit model. They end up always like everything that's great in technology came from open source. Like this technology that Zoom's using is actually an open source protocol that they just are using. Apple is a Unix that they use that was just an open source languaging protocol. So so I have no concerns there, but we do need to educate people on how to properly use this technology. And what's funny is the AI can help you with that. You can literally just talk to it and be like, how do I do this? And it will do it for you. It'll put open source applications on your computer and help you set them up so that you can start running stuff locally. You can run your own. You don't have to use Netflix. You can use your own server. You can set up your own server for your family at home and just serve your own. You can just download pirate videos or whatever. And then you can have those on your own local hard drive, and you can serve that to your friends and family through an open source protocol. Like I think it's Jellyfish is one of them. So there's always an alternative to anything big tech's providing with you, and that was always like just for the nerds. Mm-hmm. And now AI can allow us to do that without having to be a super nerd.
Nice, Mike. That was awesome. That was great. Great talking, and we should do another one in the near future. And
yeah, man, I always love hanging with you, dude. We always have a good time. Had some good swims out in the ocean in Acapulco, and hopefully you're going to have a decent summer back east there.
it is just kicking in now. Very nice. I was in a fishing tournament. I got third place.
Oh, for
For-
this is like ocean fishing?
No, Long Island. Well, saltwater. Long Island Sound, striped bass. I caught a six. How big was it? 116. I forget the number. It was like 64
Now you're not
inches.
you're not doing this on a fly, are you?
No. This was we were trolling and fishing with bunker bait fish,
Oh, yeah.
and
yeah.
we caught like it was 65 inches. I can't remember how big it was,
Wow.
but third place. Third place.
Nice, dude. I didn't know you were an angler. I took my youngest son fishing over the weekend. We went in the mountains here on the South Fork of the Smith for some cutthroat trout. Not a soul around, just epic. Eagles flying over us, the clearest water ever. Nothing better than being out in nature and fishing, man. That's great. Well, hey, always a pleasure, Dave, talking with you, man. And yeah, keep rocking it out there.
I appreciate that. Here, I'll show you one quick photo.
Show us a photo of your striper.
There's my buddy. This is,
Wow.
we thought
That thing's-
we thought the winner was an inch bigger, an inch.
That is a big fish.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Yeah.
great. I've not caught. I mean, I've caught some stuff like that in the ocean, but that's a trophy fish. That's amazing.
All right, Mike. Awesome. Peace out. Thanks.
Parasites and pathogens only thrive in a body that's acidic, low in oxygen, inflamed and electrically disorganized. In that terrain, blood thickens, cells lose potential, and the immune system becomes overburdened, opening the door to disease. The plasma geo shifts this completely. By surrounding the body with a coherent, negatively charged electromagnetic field, it restores cellular resonance and balance. When the body interacts with this field, water and proteins reorganize, restoring membrane potential. Blood thins, microcirculation improves, and oxygen delivery rises. Inflammation decreases, and pH returns to its natural alkaline range. In this environment, parasites can't survive. The terrain no longer supports them. But here's the key. It's not the device that kills them. It's the body itself. Once bioelectric coherence is restored, the body's own intelligence recognizes what doesn't belong and eliminates it. So if someone asks, does the plasma geo kill parasites? The most accurate answer is, it doesn't kill them directly. It gives the body back its ability to heal itself. By restoring balance and order, the body regains control and health returns naturally.
Hey, everyone. If you enjoyed this interview, please help support my work and help wake up others by referring or gifting the app to at least one person today. By doing that, you're going to help wake people up and help me to continue doing other interviews like this. With the censorship out there that's going on, it's very difficult to find relevant information. And the app, as you know, brings people to the truthful information of our world. So help support my work, help support your efforts in waking up friends, family, and strangers. Gift them the app or just recommend the app. And let's make 2025 the year Flat Earth breaks free. Check the links below for information on how to gift the app or just refer the app to others and use your referral code to earn Dome cryptocurrency and a free subscription. Thanks.